My granny is a superhero. No, she can't fly, she doesn't drive fast or jump high, but she has a superpower. My granny grows real food.
For the last 5 years, there's been the Atlanta Mayor's Summer Reading Club, and part of the goal is to just encourage reading with families throughout the summer.
The idea for even trying to write a book for 3 to 5-year-olds came from Chris Moses, who is so convincing when he thinks something is a good idea that it's hard to say no. He said they're going to give away 15,000 free books to little kids. I can't resist something like that.
Pearl came back so eager and excited, but it was nothing she'd ever dreamed of.
So I went home and said to my husband, okay, I need for you to work on this with me, because my husband spent a lot of time on a huge family farm. So he talked a lot about working in the garden with his grandmother, and it just seemed like such a perfect story. For children that little, keep it simple so that they can see what you're offering them and then use their imaginations to go much further. Sometimes Granny tells me how to grow things while we work. I always listen so that one day I can have a garden of my own, because Granny says living in the city is no excuse not to grow something. So then we were thinking about who could illustrate this, and we have a friend, Radcliffe Bailey, who just had a wonderful solo show a couple of years ago at the museum, who also, like my husband and I, does not usually work for 3 to 5-year-olds.
Pearl and Zaron, they reached out to me, and this just gave me a moment to just sit down and actually go back to when I was young. And, you know, especially when you're talking about something from a particular time period, it's always nice to have objects from that time period.
There's several collages in the book that have pictures of real people, and they're the people in my husband's family. You know, his mother as a little girl, and they're standing with the grandmother, and then his cousins who were also on that farm many times.
First, it was going to be 8 paintings, and Radcliffe was so taken by the project, he did the dozen that are featured in the book.
It was an opportunity to give a gift to somebody who has been able to keep those stories alive in his own family. And this book will allow that not only to happen, but also for all these 15,000 children to see what it's like to work in a garden with your grandmother. After dinner, we sit on the back porch, and Granny's garden looks all golden in the sunset. You won't see anything like this in the grocery store, Granny says, and she kisses the top of my head, because her other superpower is love.